So, here today we are about to begin. Is everyone ready? Please be seated and feel comfortable. Switch off your mobile phones or keep it to your silent mode so to avoid any interruptions. Okay? We are about to begin our Advisory Council Meet 2015. Okay? Good morning, friends. Bring up some energy, please. Good morning. Okay, let me introduce myself. All this while, I was a part of audience, but now it's an opportunity to be the host on behalf of EFI today. So, I'm Suma. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you. We appreciate you taking time from your busy schedules and be here. We have the day lined up with a lot of activities and to be both intellectually stimulating and engaging. To begin with the day's program, I would like to first welcome Mr. Arun Hollas, Senior Director of Fiery Corps, to deliver the welcome note. Please be.
Thanks, Suma. So, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Okay, the second time. So a warm welcome to all of you for this fourth edition of the Advisory Council event here. Especially, I would like to welcome our advisors, esteemed advisors who have taken time out of their busy schedule to be here. Thank you, all of you, and without your support, this wouldn't have been possible. Can we give a big applause to our advisors? Yeah. Some of our advisors couldn't make it last minute because of certain other issues, but we look forward to having them here in the next Advisory Council event. It's almost an year since this whole Advisory Council event took shape under the leadership of Sam, and since then we have come through a long journey, in a span of short 1 year. But it's something which we have to be proud about, especially because we have had almost 3 such events. This is the 4th one that we are having today, and each of these events have been something where we have learned a lot from engaging with our advisors, and it's been our pleasure to listen to our advisors. So our first such event was almost a year back in August 20th, where we had the session on opportunities, trends in the Indian printing and packaging industry. So that was, we had Gilad, who was personally came over here, and Guy gave a, he welcomed the whole, kickstarted this event through video conferencing. So the next session was again sometime in December, where the theme was more around how technology is changing the entire way we do the business. It could be, for example, web to print, or print on demand. So the whole paradigm is being changed through this disruptive technological innovations. So that time we had Guy himself fly down to India and preside over the whole session. The third session was sometime in March. That was on March 5th, where we had Toby, our Senior Vice President of the Fiery Business Unit, come over, and that time the theme was more around how we apply technology in solving our customer issues. And at that time we also had some new advisors into our team, because we just thought, it's not about just printing on paper, it's also about printing on various substrates like ceramic, textiles, glass, wood. So we had 2 new advisors, and that's how we had Aisha, we had Urupa, and all come into our advisory council. So it's been a long journey, and today we are here, and today's event So we have the theme, it's mainly around MIS opportunities, trends in the Indian printing and packaging industry. So you've seen for every event, we have had EFI senior leadership team come over here, and they have been a great supporter for this whole initiative that we are leading. So this time also we have Dr. Gabriel Matzliak, who's the Senior Vice President and General Manager of the Productivity Software Business Unit. Can we give a big round of applause to him? So it's our pleasure, sir, to have you here with us. And without much ado, I'll get started with our next set of activities. We have a lot of interesting stuff that has been planned over the day. And I really, I really hope all of you, can learn out of this and use this as a platform to enhance your knowledge, and also, have a dialogue with our advisors if you have any questions that you need to get them answered. So now I'll hand over back to Suma, who will take us through the entire day's proceedings. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Arun. We are all very excited to kickstart today's event, Advisory Council Meet 4 2015. So, do you know, print service providers are feeling the pressure to generate new revenues, higher margin, value-added services, and streamlined workflows. All this is to create super efficiency and enable cost reduction. This is where MIS comes to picture, presenting itself as the best tool well-suited for fostering business growth. Who best can speak about MIS? We are very pleased to welcome today's EFI Senior Vice President and GM Productivity Software, Mr. Gabby, who comes with a diverse experience of having worked with multiple global companies, including over a decade of work experience working with telecom service provider. Without any further ado, I would like to welcome Mr. Gabby on stage to present today's keynote.
Good morning. So first of all, I wonder till when I can use a picture from when I was 20. I guess it's time to change it. So I got an action item for today, from today. First, thank you very much for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to share with everybody, especially our advisory council, our strategy around productivity software, and give you a perspective in terms of where we think things are going, what are we doing in terms of transforming ourselves to best support the industry on a global scale. And as you'll see primarily at the end, we are going through quite a bit of a transformation ourselves in terms of how we operate, in terms of how we bring offering to market, in terms of how we are aiming to support our customers. It's really a big transformation that we are going through in the last year. Still a lot to do, and I think that hopefully I'll be able to open a little window into some of that transformation that we are going through. I would start by giving a little bit of context, at least the way we look at things, the way we look at the market, the way as we look at how things are changing, and in general what we see from a software vendor perspective supporting the industry. And then we'll share a little bit about what we've recently announced, which is the Productivity Suite, as well as some of the thinking and the planning for the future around that. And hopefully that would be something of value and interest to you. So a few words about industry dynamics, at least the way we see it from customers and prospects. So there's no doubt that the industry is changing. We have shorter runs. We have demand for faster turnaround. In many of the segments in the market, are becoming more of a commodity, so pricings are going down, and margins are squeezing. And in general, the environment is more complex. We also see a strong trend around things becoming more personal, whether it's personalized product, a lot of personalization, and they need to support that in an efficient manner. And then diversification is a big thing for many of our customers. So I would say that with some customers, they're actually picking a niche and try to be the best at that. And actually by excelling in their niche, they are killing their competition and are able to get decent margin. But many of our customers are, in order to be able to improve their bottom line, are actually trying to get into new products in which they have higher margins. And which means they are diversifying their business. They are producing a larger collection of different types of products, are getting in new type of presses and machinery, and now you have in your hand something which is much more complex to manage. So when you think about that, you really need to be able to scale and to be able to respond quickly. We see a greater need for software that can help you maximize productivity, that can help you to support diversification, both what you need today and some of the things you're going to go into the future. And marketing and e-commerce becomes something that is of a higher demand. E-commerce, I think, is something that has not too many questions around it these days, because you want to reach out and your customers want to reach out to additional end consumers that, in order for them to pick and choose the kind of products they want and to be able to order in a seamless way with an automated workflow that get it produced. But what's starting to get more interested is marketing. So Infotrend recently did a survey in the US and Europe, and they've concluded that 55% of the customers, of our customers, which are printers, would like to see their print providers helping them with marketing when those marketing campaigns include an ingredient which is print. But they would like their provider to provide not just the print part, but the ability to run those campaigns, including social elements, including emails and so on. And they want to get that from their providers. What it means is that a big print provider, if they cannot get into providing those marketing services, somebody else will. And their customers are going to move to work with this somebody else. So it's both a threat. If you don't do something, you can get instinct. It's also an opportunity. Because what we've also seen is that once your customers of our customers are starting to run those campaigns, it's really all about response rate. And the highest response rate is print. And that generates more demand for print. So getting into marketing for many of our customers, for which at the moment it might look like science fiction, it's something they've never done before. It's both a threat. If you don't do that, you might find yourself in a competitive situation. If you do that, it actually helps increase your volumes. So marketing in our mind is a key element in terms of providing software. So it's really not about MIS. It's about how do I help on the marketing side, acquiring new customers, how do we help with diversification, how do we help with efficiency, and then how do we provide a good intelligence about where things are. So for example, I was entering one of our reference accounts in near Chicago, a large packaging company, and as I entered the building, I bumped into the CFO. And I was asking the CFO, what's your take as the one that writes the check? What's your take on, the solution from EFI and so on? And the guy said, well, your BI tool, your business intelligence tools, changed my business. I said, how come? He said, I started to get a very good understanding of where I'm making more money and less money. Which of my customers are actually low margin customers? And what I've done is said, I went negotiated some of the prices, and actually I fired some of my customers and brought in new customers. So with the same machinery, with the same human capital, with the same ongoing cost, I'm making more money. Just by having a better view into my business and into what makes money, what doesn't make money. So the ability to provide business analysis and business intelligence becomes more important, especially as our customers start diversifying the type of products that they that they produce. So when you think about those needs and you look at, so who's out there to be able to provide solutions? So interestingly enough, the software industry for print and packaging is very fragmented by and large, if you exclude EFI. First of all, it's a unique industry. So all the general purpose software don't really cut it. And you see that very successful companies, very large companies, which are working in multiple industries, don't have much presence in print because of the uniqueness of the industry. Now what that resulted is with many players, local players, that are in specific geographies, in specific segments of the market, and as the demand for sophisticated software increases, as the complexity increases, as the diversification becomes more significant, it's hard to keep pace. And therefore, those niche players had issues in terms of continuing to invest. I can say that with EFI, I know how much we invest every month just to keep up, not to mention to try to create a leapfrog value for our customers. So if you look at the software business overall, we see that vendors, software vendors are challenged for this industry, are challenged to keep up. We see more niche vendors than end-to-end solutions provider. And what this basically means is that the complexity is on the side of the customer. You can buy different pieces of software from multiple vendors, and you are stuck with the problem of how the heck do I make this work? And for somebody like EFI, that has been an opportunity. So what did EFI did in recent years around our software offering? We had some core offering of our own. We did a bunch of acquisitions and actually extended our footprint in terms of the kind of solution that we can provide. We also try to enhance the level of integration between those different solutions. And we've expanded geographically, including by doing some market share acquisition. And objectively, EFI today offers the widest and deepest offering to the market. But truth to be told, we've done it in many cases in a very silo manner, in the sense that you might buy multiple products from EFI. The logo is the same logo, but in many cases for our customers, it's like you almost bought from multiple companies. And as integration becomes important, as end-to-end capability becomes important, as that expectation comes from customers, that has been, for us, a reality that raises the bar in terms of what we have to provide. And therefore, we absolutely acknowledge that we have to make continuous investment in terms of adding additional end-to-end value, be able to provide more out-of-the-box capability, including better alignment to the different segment of the market. Just saying we have a packaging solution is not good enough. If I'm a label printer, I need a label solution, and I need all the different elements from EFI to come out of the box already suited to meet my needs. And then I might configure, I might change, but it's a label solution. If I'm a flexible guy, I need a flexible solution. It might be built on the same technological component, but it needs to come across as a flexible solution in terms of how it's configured, in terms of what operating procedures comes with it, what training to customers comes with it, and so on. So the need to go more deeper and slice more thinner the different micro segments becomes something that we have to continuously invest in. And of course, we need to extend the amount of professional services that we can provide to enable our customers to better diversify, to better get into new types of products and new types of market segments, because many of them try to do that. And we, serving hundreds of customers, should be able to provide that know-how and that knowledge. But that requires to set yourself up to do that properly. And the last comment, which is really probably the core of the strategy, is we really aspire to move from trying to be the best of breed solution to really be the one that can provide the best of suite solution, the base of suite capability. A suite that can provide everything, on the other hand, is modular and can allow you to evolve over time. So with that, we've announced in February our productivity suite, both offering as well as strategy. which is really about a few things. The first is, it's still a comprehensive portfolio for print and packaging with a wide range of capabilities, starting from marketing and revenue enablement through elements of pre-production, production, post-production, and so on. So basically the entire life cycle of a print and packaging business. And it's leveraging the significant investment that EFI made over the last few years in terms of getting those technology, both homegrown as well as through acquisitions. But in addition, it's really about being able to manage it as a modular suite of capabilities that deliver an out-of-the-box, end-to-end value. And that's something that nobody else provides today. It's basically taking the complexity of making that work from our customers to our labs. It's our responsibility to be able to build that, integrate that, include business intelligence and business pre-configuration into our solution, so we can provide something that works at the get-go, and take that complexity from our customers' shoulders to our shoulders, so that we can provide something that really can click and work out of the box. It also means that we have the responsibility to allow customers to evolve over time. Rarely you would see someone saying, you know what, I bought into your strategy, I'll rip off everything I have and I'll put something new. I wish everybody would do that. I haven't seen one. Okay? It's really around, hey, this is where my problem is today. It could be acquiring new customers, attracting new customers. It could be, I need to increase efficiency. I need to better plan and schedule. I have multi-plant operation. I need to figure out how to do it smartly in terms of using the different capabilities, the different plants to provide better result and better time to market. Each business has its own immediate needs. You need to be able to come in, solve those needs, but showing a path how over time you can get to a full best of suite approach. That's the strategy, that's also the challenge, and that's also the premise to customers. Ability to provide openness and high quality as we provide that openness is also important. Because whenever you go in, there is an ecosystem which is already there. To what extent it's easy to integrate to our solutions, to what extent it fits into the ecosystem is a big item. So it's not just about what we provide. It's really about how it fits into an environment where we're trying to go and make an impact. And the last thing is, as I've mentioned, a suite of services that comes with the software that allows us to enable customers to figure out what's the path forward. How should they evolve? And then when they make a choice, how they can implement it successfully, leveraging our experience with hundreds and thousands of customers. So that's part of the offering. The offering is not just about software, it's about enabling services that comes with it. So with that, that's a high-level chart of what today is the productivity suite. And I wouldn't go through all the details. I have relatively a short slot today. But of course in the center is the MIS. I mean, that's basically the heart of any IT environment for a print and packaging business. But then around it, we have multiple additional capabilities, so it's really well beyond MIS. I would call MIS the bread and butter. You need it to survive. You need it to be efficient. But it's all the other things around it that can really give you the added value. Starting with new revenue generation, whether it's those marketing capabilities I mentioned at the beginning, cross-media marketing, that includes print as one of the key channels of going to market. Whether it's e-commerce solutions that you can provide to your customers for them to use. Whether it's customer relationship management, being more sophisticated in how you manage prospects, how you manage customers, how you manage their experience. Through fulfillment and warehousing, we see many of our customers adding fulfillment capabilities because that's something that their customers are expecting. And what's unique about fulfillment in our industry, it's not standard pick and pack fulfillment, because some of the fulfilled elements are actually being produced by you, and in some cases produced on demand. So it's a combination of fulfillment that includes production. And that's another source of potential revenue. Through tools around efficiency and profitability, starting with dynamic visual estimating that allows you to really learn to the details, every piece of machinery in the shop, and be able to identify the most optimized path of how to produce something in a high quality and an efficient manner. And think about that. If somebody was an offset shop that used to do things in a certain way, as you go into super wide and you go into new type of services, you add digital machinery and so on, it's not that obvious what's the best way to go. You add more finishing machinery. It's not clear what's the best approach to take. There's no single individual like a mega estimator that can figure all of that efficiently and smartly enough. So that tool is of an essence for those businesses which are really diversifying in terms of the type of things that they do. It becomes basically your lifeline for efficiency. Going through scheduling and resource optimization across plants, through imposition and layouting, and of course, as I've mentioned, business intelligence. All of that helps with efficiency, profitability, and visibility to how the business is going. And then pre-production and of course production, whether it's shop floor and DMI, whether it's shipping capability and so on. So if you look at that, it's really trying to cover almost everything that would be from a software perspective in a typical shop, other than pre-press and so on, which is an area where we're currently not playing in. So what's really different about that? Because we tried to build and to have many of those components already. So what's different in that strategy? What's different about the productivity suite? First and foremost, it's a new commitment as to how we provide best of suite. And that's a big transformation. I'll speak to it in a second. It starts with a centralized approach to how you advance your portfolio. It's not about the element. It's about the end-to-end value, while making sure that each element becomes better and deeper and can be sold standalone for those who are interested. It's really around how you synchronize your delivery of capabilities to the market. How do you make sure that when somebody wants to upgrade, it's not struggling with single updates for single types of products, figuring out how to make it work. It's something that would work for you end to end. And it's really about standard operating procedures and business guidance as to how you can operate that efficiently end to end. It's also about how we can continuously provide value and how we can help customers evolve in their own pace. As I've mentioned earlier, there is no rip and replace, full replacement. It's always going to be an evolution for a customer. So how do we do that and how we enable that in an efficient manner? And then investing, and this is a significant investment, in enabling services, starting with auditing existing businesses in terms of how they run the business, where are the pain points, and what potential solutions could be out there to address that. It could come from EFI, it could come from other vendors, but what do you really need to be able to excel, to be able to be ready for the next phase of your growth and of your business? Through helping printers to run those projects efficiently. I mean, printing and packaging companies, when they go through a transformation, they don't have, in many cases, they don't have the in-house experience to how do you run such a project efficiently? And in some cases, multiple vendors are involved. So providing that service to them so that they know how to run it in a predictable manner with predictable ability to achieve results. And then through business consulting, is there a better way to do things? Is there another approach to the business? Trying to provide that value through all the experiences we have from customers worldwide. And then in addition, to invest in technologies which are kind of underlying technologies across the suite that would facilitate easier integration with the ecosystem, that would facilitate an ability to actually modify on the go your business processes and manage them better. And these are really investments that can only be done by someone that has a best-of-suite strategy in mind. Because otherwise, why would you do that? It doesn't give an immediate feature or an immediate capability to an immediate element within a certain domain of the business. So it's only for somebody like EFI who thinks about things end-to-end or is willing and wants to provide the best-of-suite approach that we can convince ourselves that that's an investment that it's worth taking. So in summary, what we're aiming to do is to provide revolutionary result through an evolution. And that's a big challenge to do because evolution is complex to support and it's complex to manage because there are almost infinite different ways to get there. And you have to be dynamic and flexible and smart enough to enable that to happen. And that's really raising the bar for a vendor like EFI. So once you get that achieved, it really results with a very impressive ecosystem that basically goes from the start of the business around e-commerce, business enablement, marketing, through acquiring customers and acquiring jobs, orders, managing them, preparing them, producing them, including all the hardware that comes with EFI, including Fiery for DFE and so on, and then supporting warehousing and of course shipping. So it's really definitely on the digital side, you can get a full solution from EFI with the ability to work with offset and analog equipment, of course, in a fully integrated manner. So that vision helps EFI to provide a complete ecosystem to our customers. So I'm going to go quickly through just the different type of solution we have. Of course, enterprise commercial print is one big segment that we've been playing in for a long time. This is the offering for the enterprise commercial print with workflows that come out of the box. This is an example of a book and publication production workflow. Workflow is documented, the standard procedures comes with it, and that enables an operator, a customer, to basically know how that would play out should they buy into that solution. Similarly, on the packaging side, first of all, in packaging, the MIS itself has some unique capabilities, such as dealing with tooling, dealing with quality management and traceability that you don't see much in commercial print. So the MIS itself needs to have some unique capabilities. And then around it, we have the same add-on capabilities, and you can see that for us today, on the packaging side, some elements are missing. So fulfillment, e-commerce are things that are not there today, are going to be there within 6 to 10 months. So we are advancing from that perspective as well, but that's a kind of a view of where we are today. And then for medium businesses, something that today we do not offer in India. The other two we do offer in India today, but that's something we offer in other parts of the world, starting from North America. This is really an offering for medium-sized businesses. So it's still feature-rich, very capable, but built for smaller businesses. And with, again, a set of pre-set certified workflows. That's an example of digital printing workflow that comes out of the box. And there are 9 of those today certified and delivered, and another 11 around commercial printing offset workflows for commercial print. So what does it mean for us to really get there, to really step up and deliver that strategy? It means changing a lot of things in terms of how we do things, in terms of which capability we're bringing to market. And I'll share, and by that I'll kind of finish my piece for today, I'll share a few points where that transformation is impacting us so that we can transform the businesses for our customers. It starts with customer centricity. We no longer provide just products. Here is a great imposition product, and here is what it can do for you. And it's a product that can support, super wide and label and packaging and commercial print. It's about providing an end-to-end solution for a business like yours. That means that you need to understand all the different types of businesses. So if someone is a label printer, we need to understand what label printer needs, we need to take the technologies we have and provide an end-to-end solution for labels. So you need to have that expertise and play it out in a way that would make sense and get the results for a label printer. And if you have to do it for every segment and micro segment of the industry. So it's not about my products. It's about the micro segment I'm supporting and how best to align to their needs. And that's a completely different approach to the marketplace. It has to do with, and I've mentioned it earlier, managing your capabilities as a portfolio. It's about what the combination of capabilities do for each of those market segments, while at the same time ensuring evolution is possible. So it's not all or nothing, but something that you can grow gradually, as well as making sure that we can sell certain elements standalone because they have a standalone value. So while we have, for example, a fully integrated fulfillment solution as part of the entire suite, we can also sell a standalone fulfillment solution for somebody that's what their need is today. And they might build on that in the future to get more things from EFI. Another element which is a big change for any organization is I no longer need to understand my piece. I need to understand the end-to-end picture. So suddenly you need end-to-end architects that understand the whole thing, that understand the different market segments. You need to be able to provide end-to-end quality assurance and have people that can go and show you how the whole workflow works across the entire business. While before you had experts for different elements of the workflow. And when you think about it, it impacts every part of the organization. Your salespeople and the way they need to understand customer needs and position the solutions. Services people that needs to come in and deliver on that premise and work with different functions in the organization. Support people that now get support calls and need to figure out what's the source of the issue. It can be any part of the end-to-end workflow, and then lead a resolution. And of course, the product folks which build the offering. So every part of the organization needs to transform into really understand things end-to-end. That's a big transformation to go through. And that's what we have been doing and are still doing progressively and quite well. In addition, it means that customers are expecting you to guide them. They tell us, don't tell me that I can do it this way or that way or the other way. Tell me what you think I should do. I listen, I'll think about it, I might accept your proposition, I might think differently, but I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what your experience should guide me. I'm no longer accepting, here are the options, you choose. And that's a big shift. It requires to have those people that have enough experience to go and give that guidance and explain why that's the best way to go. All right? So it means that you need to have solution specialists and enabling services like the one that I've mentioned. And it also means that customers are now going to judge you not just by the quality of your software, but to the level in which you can be a trusted advisor to them. But to the level of which they would trust you to give them the right advice, which is really objective with no intent to sell them something. And we hear that statement many times. I don't want vendors to sell to me. I want them to help me figure out what's right. And by the way, if I feel that that advice is honest and unbiased, I'm more likely to buy from them if they have that capability. And it requires us to revamp the way that we support customers when they bring problems to us and being able to figure out what the source of it is. So, to summarize, we've embarked on a strategy that it's really aimed at making our industry a better place, to help our customers to focus on what they know best. And this is to be the best at the products that they produce, to grow their businesses, and not to worry about how do I make that work efficiently, knowing that they have a trusted advisor that can do that for them. But in order for us to live to the full potential of it and really provide that full capability, we had to do a lot of changes in how we do it and how we suit ourselves to support our customers. So we are also going through that transformation. We're making good progress. Many of the people in the room are playing a major role in doing that. And as we continue to advance, we're going to bring incremental value to the industry. And when I think about it, that's probably my single source of energy when I wake up in the morning, knowing that that's going to make a difference. And hopefully, through this short, session, other than the excitement, I hope that I also transfer the value of why that's going to make a difference to you as well. So with that, thank you for the time.